Aries, Taurus, Cuspers. What if the person you struggling to let go of isn't actually the hardest thing to release? What if it's the time, effort, loyalty, hope that you've already invested in that relationship? Because these cards are giving me a very strong message here that you don't have to keep investing in something simply because you've already invested so much. Honestly, I think some of you are about to see a relationship very differently. So let's talk about it. Welcome in, my beautiful Aries, Taurus, Cuspers. And if you're new here, hey, welcome in. This is your eclipse relationship reading. Who is being eclipsed out of your life? And now remember, though, this doesn't also automatically mean somebody is physically leaving. It could mean be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship, a family connection, a co-worker, an unhealthy attachment, a one-sided relationship, or even an old version of yourself that you keep carrying into new relationships. All right, so my Aries, Taurus, Cuspers, you are the fighter and the builder. So Aries is the energy that says, let's go, let's do this. And your Taurus says, it's okay, but are we sure? Because I'm going to think about this first. But once Taurus has invested, oh boy, you don't just walk away easily, all right? You think about everything that you've put into the situation. All right, I do apologize with the washing machine if you do hear it peeping in the background. It could be a confirmation for someone out there. All right, you tend to think about everything that you've put into the situation, the memories, the years, the money, the emotional energy, the promises, the plans, and you get to the place of, I've already come this far, I can't just throw it away. And that is where your eclipse message begins. All right, so let's have a look at your first card here. We do have the Star. What or who is being eclipsed out of your life? And we're going to clarify it. All right, this is the Neon Tarot. The Empress. All right, this is Aquarius and Taurus energy. All right. This is actually beautiful energy because I don't immediately see a terrible person here. I actually get the energy of hope. The Star can represent healing, faith, optimism, and believing that something can get better. And even with the Empress, a strong theme of nurturing and giving. So my Aries, Taurus, for some of you, what is being eclipsed isn't necessarily a person. It just may be your habit of nurturing something that isn't nurturing you back. Think about this. Maybe you've been in a relationship where you keep thinking, we've been through so much, surely things can get better, or they just need some time, or I know the potential this person has. Maybe you've been supporting someone emotionally, helping them financially, giving them advice, checking in on them, forgiving them, making excuses for them. And because you love deeply, you keep believing one day this will become the relationship. I know it can be. The Star is like asking, are you hoping for what actually happened? What is actually happening? Are you hoping for what is actually happening? Or are you hoping for what could happen? Because there's a big difference, right? The Empress makes this even stronger because the Empress is abundant, right? Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It's somebody that doesn't chase. It's somebody that doesn't beg. It's somebody that doesn't have to convince somebody of their value. They know what they bring to the table, all right? Empress is also normally mother energy, all right? Feminine, very strong feminine energy here on the cards. So whether you're male or female, this is that very strong feminine energy here of someone that knows what they bring to the table, all right? So this eclipse could be showing you to maybe stop pouring your life force into relationships that only survive because you keep watering them. So perhaps maybe you've got a friend you've known for years. You are always there for them, every breakup, every crisis, every problem, every emergency. But when you need them, crickets. And you might have told yourself, that's just how they are. Maybe. But the eclipse may be also asking, and is that enough for you anymore? All right? Because loyalty is beautiful, right? But loyalty without that equal give and take of energy, all right, can become self-abandonment. And that is something the Aries Taurus may be also learning to recognize, all right? So what is happening now? Okay, let's dive in further. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, clarify here. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is that slow, steady energy. Here's the Seven of Cups. I'm getting the energy that you've been waiting, all right? Here's a slow energy. It's the energy of let's just keep going, all right? Let's give it more time. Eventually things will change. Now, the Seven of Cups comes in with all the possibilities, all the different futures, all the different scenarios. Maybe they'll finally commit. Maybe they will finally appreciate me. Maybe we just need another conversation. Maybe next year it will be different. Maybe once this problem is sorted out, everything will be okay. And before you know it, you're not living in the relationship that's actually happening. You're living in the relationship you hoped will happen. So my Aries Tauruses, I think that's why this eclipse energy is showing up now, is because you may have been incredibly patient. You've given someone chance after chance. You've waited, you've built, you've invested, you've tried to make it work. But the question comes, how long are you willing to wait for potential to become the reality? Because there comes a point where patience stops being patience and becomes the postponing the inventable. And I don't mean that every relationship needs to end, right? Not at all. The message is look at the evidence. What has this person actually shown you? Not what they promised, not what they could become, not what happened 5 years ago or even 7 years ago, all right? What are they showing you now? That is where your clarity comes in. All right. So what are you not seeing? The King of Cups. All right. This is water energy. So you could be you, all right? Or it could be somebody else. Four of Cups. Very interesting here. For strong water energy here, Cancer energy could be very significant. Four of Cups is the Cancer moon energy. So somebody, whether it's you or somebody else that's got strong water placements, specifically Cancer I'm hearing, or Scorpio. For some of you, this may be someone who has genuine feelings but doesn't express them easily. Somebody emotionally controlled, someone who feels more than they say. This could be a romantic person, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, or somebody else in your life. You'll know who this person is. But now with the Four of Cups, that's where the story gets complicated, all right? Because somebody may have feelings, but they're still emotionally unavailable. So my Aries Tauruses, please hear that distinction, all right? Someone can care about you and still not be capable of giving you the relationship you need. Those two things can exist at the same time. Maybe they love you, but they don't communicate. Maybe they care, but they don't show up. Maybe they have feelings, but they don't make a decision. Maybe they miss you, but they don't actually do anything about it. And you can spend years trying to understand someone's feelings. It's like, but I know they care. Okay, but what are they doing with those feelings? Because love isn't only about what someone feels privately, it's also about what they willing to build with you. The Four of Cups can show it's the emotional dissatisfaction, all right? That feeling of something is missing, all right? Like waiting for that cup, like kind of energy, all right? Maybe you've been ignoring that because you don't want to admit it. Or maybe on paper everything looks okay, all right? You have history, you have memories, you have chemistry, you have feelings, but something still feels empty, and that might even be the truth maybe you weren't seeing, okay? All right. Let's dive deeper. Thank you again for hitting the like button, beautiful souls, leaving comments, letting me know how this is resonating or showing up in your life. Who is the person, all right? So who or what is making room for the new? So here we have the Tower. All right. Tower clarified by the Chariot. A lot of Cancer energy coming through here. Definitely movement. All right. Big movement. Like something has to change. You're moving forward, I'm hearing. This is where, like, you know, the reading really shifts, because the Tower can feel scary. It's like something unexpected happens. It can be, whoa, I didn't see that coming, all right? Or maybe somebody finally says something, or maybe a truth comes out. Maybe you have a conversation that you've been avoiding, or maybe somebody suddenly changes their behavior. Maybe you finally reach your breaking point, or maybe you simply wake up one morning and think, okay, I'm seriously done now. There's no big arguments, no dramatic ending, no big announcements, just I don't want this anymore. And that can be your Tower example. Like, because sometimes a Tower isn't an external disaster. Sometimes it's the moment your old belief system collapses. Like you can realize, I don't actually have to keep doing this. And the Chariot is like saying you're ready to take control of where you're going next. Now, here's where I want you to pay attention is the eclipse doesn't only remove, it creates space. So I'm hearing this Tower is creating space. The space created by one relationship changing, all right, could allow you to meet people who actually meet your energy. Maybe you could reconnect with friends. Maybe you become more social. Maybe you join a new community. Very strong Cancer and Scorpio energy in this reading. Some of you may even have very strong Scorpio Cancer placements. Perhaps you can let me know in the comments. This could just be confirmation for someone, all right? Maybe you finally feel free to focus on yourself. Maybe you're like, yeah, you're going to move into some of you are going to really move into a completely different environment, I'm hearing. Either way, I'm hearing movement, all right? The Chariot is movement. And my Aries, Taurus, I'm hearing, been standing still long enough, all right? The Tower at the top is that lightning is striking, and there is going to be some sort of movement. Okay. Double sevens could be significant for someone out there, or just the number 7. All right. So it could be like your 7th house. There's also number 4 here. Double 4s here. 4th house placement, 7th house placements. Could be life path numbers as well. Okay, so what should you do now? All right, so here we have the 4 of Wands. Okay, 11 could be significant for some of you. All right, so yeah, I think, this feels like, 4 of Wands. What is that? It's celebration, it's home, it's stability, it's community. Okay. Yeah, okay, look at this Cancer energy coming out here, Aries, Cancer energy. I love this for you because Spirit is saying, go sit alone, and Spirit isn't saying, go sit alone and heal forever. Like I'm hearing here, go live your life. All right. So the Three of Cups, even, it's friendship, it's social connection, it's support, it's also celebration. A lot of celebration energy happening here with community, people you care about. So if you've maybe been putting your entire emotional world in one relationship, Spirit may be saying, expand your world again. Call your friends, go out, have a cup of coffee, attend that birthday party, visit a family member, visit family, join that group, reconnect with people you've lost touch with, I'm hearing. Do something that makes you laugh, that's fun, because sometimes we don't even realize how small our world has become while we're trying to make one relationship work. Okay? Maybe you've stopped seeing friends because your partner doesn't like them. Maybe you don't go out anymore because you're always dealing with someone else's problems. Maybe you've been emotionally unavailable to everyone else because you're waiting for one person to finally give you what you need. So Four of Wands, Three of Cups definitely says go back to your people. And some of you, this could literally be a celebration that's coming up, somebody's birthday, all right, could be coming up. There might be a wedding, a family gathering, a party, a work event, something where you can reconnect with people, all right? And then you're going to realize, whoa, I haven't felt this happy in a long time. All right, 5 people could be significant, 3 people could be significant. This is very important here, the energy of feeling happy, okay? Because sometimes healing doesn't happen through one massive breakthrough, okay? Sometimes it just happens when you start enjoying life, all right? Laughing again, having a good time. Yeah, and 4 and 3 also makes 7, all right? Okay, I also see strength at the bottom of the deck, all right? Leo energy. When I'm recording this, it is Leo season. All right, 6 of Pentacles, and we have the Temperance, Taurus, and Sag energy. This is your spiritual advice. And I'm hearing something about a lesson, reciprocity. I never can get that word right? That it's like that, give and receive, give and receive, give and receive, not give, 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 and then wonder why you exhausted. All right. So 6 of Pentacles says relationships do need that balance. If you're always giving emotional support, where's yours? If you're always making the plans, who makes plans for you? If you are always apologizing, who takes responsibility? If you're always checking in, who checks on you? If you're always helping them financially, what happens when you need help? Temperance says find balance, not revenge, not resentment, not, well, now I'm going to give them nothing. No, just balance, all right? Giving from a place of abundance and not depletion, all right? Love people, support people, be generous, but don't give so much that you disappear inside the relationship. Because the Temperance is talking about don't make an emotional decision in the heat of the moment. If something happens, breathe, think, observe, let things settle, then decide. Because Aries is the energy that I need to make a decision now, I need to act right now. But Taurus can also want to hold on forever, all right? Slow to moving. And you as a CUSP may just be learning that the beautiful middle ground, right? Finding the balance in between. Pause before you react, but don't ignore what you already know. All right? Wow. The number 14 also can be significant. All right? So these cards, all right, is incredibly clear that you've hoped, you've waited, you've invested, you've nurtured, you've imagined different possibilities, but something isn't giving you the emotional satisfaction that you need. Like the eclipse may be breaking the pattern of I've already invested too much to leave, because Aries Taurus, tell me, like maybe you can let me tell you something. Okay, you can invest 10 years into something and still decide that you don't want to invest another 10 years. That's allowed, all right? You're allowed to change your mind. You can love someone and still choose distance. You can forgive someone and still have boundaries. You can understand someone's behavior and still say, that doesn't work for me anymore. You can appreciate the history without making the history responsible for your future. And perhaps the biggest message here is, you don't have to keep investing in something just because you've already invested so much. Aries, Taurus, CUSP. Not everyone who leaves your life was a mistake. Some people were chapters, some were lessons, some were mirrors. Some taught you what you will never accept again, and some were generally beautiful connections that simply reached the end of their season. But this eclipse season isn't asking you who can you hold on to, it's asking who can actually meet you halfway. Because I'm hearing your next chapter is that equal give and take, reciprocity. You don't need to carry every relationship on your back. You don't need to prove your loyalty by suffering. And you don't need to keep watering something that has already stopped growing. And you certainly don't need to feel guilty for choosing a healthier life. The people that is meant to walk with you won't require you to abandon yourself to keep them. So my Aries, Taurus, Cuspers, I'm hearing, let the tower clear what needs to fall. Let the chariot move you forward. All right, the Four of Wands reminds you that you do have people. And Temperance says, healthy relationships don't drain you completely. They have to give and take. They have balance. They have room for people, both people. And most importantly, you get to be a person in the relationship too. All right, now I want to hear from you, my Aries, Taurus, Cuspers. What are you finally ready to stop carrying? Is it a person, a one-sided relationship, wishing for someone to change, always being the strong one? Or maybe it's simply the belief that because you've invested so much, you have to keep going. Let us know in the comments, beautiful souls, and maybe you can choose. You can comment, I choose equal give and take, or reciprocity with the Libra scales. All right. Let's see how many Aries, Taurus, Cuspers are ready to stop doing all the emotional heavy lifting. And hey, if this reading helped you in any sort of way, do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Those that have subscribed, thank you so much. And my Aries, Taurus, remember this. Your past investment does not have to become your future obligation. Sometimes the bravest thing you can build is a life where you no longer have to carry everything alone. So beautiful soul, I'm sending you love and light, and I'll definitely check you around in the next one.